Hey everybody, it's a new day. I hope you are doing well. So I am back again like I promised I would be yesterday. And in my last video, I spoke to you a little bit about some big changes that are happening around here. First of all, I will go ahead and get this out of the way. You will probably notice in my videos that I have some things going on here. I got Invisalign about I guess it was at the beginning of April, and I have bands like a teenager. So if I talk funny, then you might not even notice the way that I talk, but you will probably see them from time to time. So go ahead and get that out of the way. I needed to correct my overbite, which was causing a lot of popping and clicking with my jaw and causing pain. And so it's something that I did not from a cosmetic standpoint, but from a functional standpoint of how my jaw works. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today, but for a long time I've thought about and I've wondered what really was my thing. What can I teach? What can I share? What parts of my life can I document for you guys? What am I good at? And a comment that I get a lot when I do a whole lot of things, like if I tell the story about having 4 natural childbirths and 2 of them at home, or if I tell the story about learning how to be a freelance writer or building my own dining room table, I get the comment where people say things like, "Oh, you're just Superwoman. I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could do that." And the truth of the matter is, I think that I don't know that I'm particularly good at any one thing. But I guess what I'm good at is not being afraid to try different things, not being afraid to research, not being afraid to just pour myself into whatever thing it is that I want to learn. So I think that right there is my thing. I talk to a lot of people online and in real life, and the comment that I get a lot is where people are just afraid to try something new because they're afraid that they will fail. They are afraid that they'll make a mess, or they'll, just mess something up. And I don't think that's how we should live. So I was thinking about it a couple weekends ago. My husband and I were driving home from seeing my grandmother, and we were talking about this, and he reminded me. So my husband, just to back up a minute, is a big genealogy buff. He has taken my family tree, I think, back all the way to like the 15 or 1600s. And so he knows more about my family than most of the people in my family, which I find funny. But anyway, he reminded me of a story that he had found several years back about my 6th great grandmother. Her name was Betsy Pfeiffer. And I won't get into the whole story in a lot of detail here because I want to have all of that laid out on paper, so I make sure that I don't miss anything. But the highlight of it is that back during the Civil War, I believe it was, her son and husband were captured, and they were put into a prison in Camden, South Carolina. And my family has always lived in North Carolina, not too far from the state lines. And so she, a very determined woman, she got on a horse and she rode 200 miles across enemy lines in enemy territory. And she went and she basically aggravated the Union soldiers until they let her in and let her. I think her son was sick, and he ended up dying. She wasn't able to bring him home, but she brought her husband home, and she brought her son-in-law home, And she did it out of sheer will and determination. And that is totally something that I could see myself doing. You're not going to take my husband and my son without me putting up a fight and aggravating you to no end until you give him back to me, just to make him go away, or just to make me go away. That is completely something that I would do. And so it got me to thinking about, why some people are wired the way that they are. Is it something that they are born with? Is it, exactly what is it? Is it something that they are taught as kids? So that's something that I have poured a lot of thought and a lot of time into trying to figure out, and I'm still working on it. But I think that's more the direction that I want to take my YouTube channel, is sharing those parts of my life and sharing the thought processes that I go through when I do things, especially new things that I've never done before. I've applied this to so many things several years back when, if you guys have been long-term watchers of my channel, like I know some of you have, I started really upping the content here back after my third child was born. That's Darian. And I had a doctor tell me if I didn't make some major changes before long, then I would be a type 2 diabetic, and that I had the beginnings of fatty liver disease. And that's what launched me on my path of Trim Healthy Mama. And I lost 80 pounds, and that changed my life. And that's how a lot of you have met me. I applied it to that. I applied it to going back to work full time and helping my husband bring in an income, and then replacing his income so that he could come home and work on some freelance opportunities. I applied it to having my kids, to those pregnancies and deliveries and the way that I went about that, to building a table, to learning how to make new recipes, all kinds of things. I have applied the same basic framework. And so that's what I'm going to end up working through with you guys, sharing these things, sharing all of it. And I'm sure that in the end, it will end up working out even better than I'm picturing it. But I think it all boils down to a lack of confidence in yourself and who you are and who you were created to be. And we all have bad days. My morning this morning actually didn't start very well, but it's turned around quite a bit. But the past year and a half have been hard, and I don't think that's helped anybody's confidence either. It's been really difficult on mental health. But this is just the new direction that I want to take my YouTube channel. And I hope that you'll stick with me for it. I hope that if something resonates with you, that you will share my channel with other people that it would help. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. But that's just a little more background into what I'm doing, where I'm at, and the things that are going on in my head. And so I won't keep going. I'm going to save the next bit for you tomorrow. There's still some behind the scenes information that I won't be able to share with you yet. I have to wait until one chapter of my life closes and the next one begins, and then I will that's going to be a lot of information to share with you right there. But anyway, I'm really excited. I'm excited for where this is going. I'm excited to have you here. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And until tomorrow, take care of yourself, and God bless. Bye.